Hello everyone, I'm RecV5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Madden NFL 2005.
Yes. And today, we're going to have a look at a play from a practice game that I played earlier today, just to get tuned up. And I know I'm more of an offensive guy than a defense guy, but I wanted to show off this play because it was kind of fun, and the right outside linebacker in this play, actually this play I called it, this recording, sack 3, because the right outside linebacker actually picked up 3 sacks in this game, and this is the third one.
And that's a rare thing in this game because pass rushes from the right side are weaker than pass rushes from the left side.
Yes, although you have had quite a bit of success rushing from that side. And so I was trying to look at what you were doing and trying to come up with my own little wrinkle. And so if you highlight where the outside linebackers are, here, the left outside linebacker and the right outside linebacker. Basically what this is it's a 3-3 nickel formation, but I've modified it slightly by moving the outside linebackers in so that they're tight against where the defensive ends would be lined up in a neutral position on both sides. And then basically I've designed mirrors of these plays so that like if you'll notice where the middle linebacker is standing, he's sort of shading to one side a little bit.
Yep.
And if I were playing, if the ball were spotted closer to the right hash mark, I would be using a mirror of this play where the line is shifted the other way and the linebacker is actually over nearer to the left hash mark instead, the middle linebacker. But the outside linebackers basically stay in the same place. So what we're doing here is I've shifted the line over, and I've moved the defensive tackle over so that he's over top of number 74, the guard there.
So that you can force number 74 to engage you.
Yes, and this is a third down and long situation, so I'm not too worried about a run, which is why I've only got 6 guys in the box here.
Yep.
And I call this play strong zone because basically the middle linebacker and the left defensive end are going to drop back in hook zones, and the left outside linebacker is going to cover the flat over toward the right side of the screen.
Okay.
So this is the short zone portion of this zone defense is heavily biased toward the wide side of the field.
Yep.
And then of course the nickelback over here, he's just going to cover the flat on the near side of the field.
Yep.
And then the 2 cornerbacks and the 2 safeties are playing a 4 deep zone scheme.
And your safeties are pretty deep. And
I've got my safeties backed up, and this is the difference between the way that I play this type of defense and you do, is that you built your 3-3 nickel out of the 3-4. So
that's
basically,
right.
you basically play a 3-4 defense with 1 less linebacker, and you substitute another defensive back in for your, I believe, your right outside linebacker.
That's right, yes.
So anyway, but as a result, the nickel defenses, I noticed when you back them up, your safeties actually stand quite a lot deeper than they do in a standard 3-4.
Yeah, like 20 yards off the line.
And because the piggies here have the weak spot in their defense is the secondary, they have a fairly slow secondary. So basically I play this type of defense with everybody backed up pretty well constantly until I'm pretty sure that the offense doesn't have enough room to stretch the field and run somebody fast behind them.
Yep.
So basically, I play this type of look quite a bit, but if I'm expecting a run, I'll play a 5-man under scheme, and then I'll man lock to basically bring the nickelback in closer to the line, so I'll actually have 7 guys in the box to help defend against the run. But anyway, if we run this play, you'll see that the quarterback drops back. Now you'll see that the halfback is trying to sneak out there, but because that linebacker's in tight, there's actually a bit of a collision there.
Yep.
And it delays him from getting out. And you can see our nickelback playing the flat there, and you can see that there's a big gap between him and the hook zone by the middle linebacker, right?
Yep.
If he'd have been running a slant there, that would have been an easy completion, but that's not what he's doing.
Yeah, instead he's
running a deep route to the corner, basically.
Yep.
And you'll notice if you look at the right-hand side of the screen, I've got the wide side of the field pretty heavily covered.
Yep.
And so they've got 2 receivers running down that side of the field, but it'd be risky to try and throw a pass in that direction because I have, like quite a lot of, overlapping zone coverage on that side.
Yep.
And I may have, I don't remember, but I may have cheated the 4 deep coverage to that side as well because they have an extra receiver on that side, right? Like you'll notice that you see how the strong safety kind of shades over toward the outside there, right?
Yep.
So, and that's something you can do with 4 deep zones without opening up a big hole in your deep coverage, right? If you do that, if you try to shade the safeties one way or the other in a 3 deep zone, you're dead because you're going to end up with a big hole down one side of the field.
Yeah.
Right. But a 4 deep zone, at least you still have some coverage on the side that's opposite the side that you're cheating toward. But anyway, if we continue on here comes our right outside linebacker. It looks like the quarterback gets in his own offensive lineman's way because that guy does turn around and try to pick up this pass rush, but he doesn't have a chance really.
Yeah, and the quarterback doesn't have the wherewithal to step to the side there.
And by now I've beaten the coverage, like I've beaten my block as well.
Yep.
Like you can see the defensive tackle there with the orange spot. I've managed to beat my block as well.
Yep.
And so I'm going to be coming in there, and if that guard blocks the linebacker, well, then I'm going to get the quarterback. But as it turns out, the linebacker gets the quarterback first, and this is actually a sack fumble, the second one that this player got in this game, right?
Nice.
He actually won Defensive Player of the Week honors for this performance because he got 3 sacks in this game, and 2 of those sacks resulted in fumbles as well. And that was basically blitzing from this position right here. So kind of similar to the way that Rec V5X runs defenses. It was kind of inspired by your defensive scheme, but I kind of put my own little, different wrinkle into it.
Yep.
And it's basically by default a 3-3 nickel, and I play in this defensive playbook I play a 3-3 almost constantly because like this game is so heavily biased toward the pass that it's ridiculous. I mean, these guys did run the ball about 20 times in this game, but they averaged less than 1 yard per carry. Because most of the time, if it's not a passing, like if this was an obvious passing situation, but in situations where it could be a pass or a run, I'll play man coverage and man lock to get an extra guy in the middle of the field to help stop the run. So,
yeah. And they also tend to run a lot of tosses and sweeps that go nowhere too.
That's right, because man coverages with extra defensive backs are fast.
Yep.
And you can actually chase them down and run them out of bounds, even if they try to run a sweep or a toss. But anyway, that's kind of a little bit of a look at how I play defense. People who watched us last season will have seen this particular defensive scheme, but I figured that I would show it off a little bit again here. And so I guess that's about it. We'll move on to the game now.
All right. And welcome back to Year 3, Week 5 of the Crusaders franchise.
Yes, and last week, we destroyed the bad men. We were anticipating a tough matchup, and we played practice games and all kinds of stuff like that.
And then they played us like a cupcake team.
And then they played us as if they were a cupcake team. We basically, let's see if we can find a score here. We'll look in the local newspaper. Crusaders soar past bad men. We dropped 62 points on the bad men, beating them 62-10. And we set a single game passing record by Bo Jenkins. And we had like 3 receivers that had close to 100 yards receiving each.
Yep.
It was absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, this week is another week. And here we go. And this week, we are playing against the Seattle Pigeons. And in exhibition, we actually ended up playing a bit of a shootout with these guys.
Yeah, they gave us a hard time.
Yeah, because they do have a pretty strong offense. And for some reason, they seem to, some of it was cheese. But they seem to be able to find a way to score points on us.
Yeah, I couldn't find a way to stop them, really.
Yeah.
No matter what I did, no matter what I lined up in, I just couldn't stop them.
Yeah. That being said, though, I would be willing to bet that if your defense isn't number 1 in the league at this point after 4 games, you're probably pretty close in the regular season. You've been allowing, I think, less than 10 points a game on average, which is pretty dominant. And your red zone scoring allowed, I think, is like 50%. which means that any time that a team crosses the 20-yard line, you flip a coin, and if it comes up tails, they don't get any points.
Yeah, that's why you just got to stop them at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, well, I'd say 50% chance to stop them from scoring at all in the red zone is pretty darn good, though, by anybody's standards. So anyway, they've got all offensive players who are key players.
They're not having a very good record this season.
No, at 1-3, yeah. So they're struggling a little bit. And apparently this is a rivalry game too, so maybe that explains why they maybe play us better than their rating indicates.
Possibly, yep.
And why they'll throw a little cheese in there to help them out once in a while, right? Because it's a rivalry game, so it has to be given the appearance of competitiveness.
It has to be dramatic.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if I can keep them contained.
Yeah, well, we're playing in the Dome at Seattle. So I guess...
EA Sports is proud to present more NFL action. I'm Al Michaels.
The wind will not be a factor. So if I win the toss, I'm going to elect a kick. Oh, look at that. They're talking up you this time around. Yes, that says Daryl Roble, but that actually should say Rec V5X.
Yep.
Because that's your position and that's your player.
Yep, that's who I control.
Yep.
I guess I've been having a good season.
Yep, so far. I think you got a sack or two last week. And you've got 3 or 4 on the season so far.
Yep.
And actually, that player was pretty successful last season, even when I was controlling him. I think he had a dozen sacks or something. And he did go to the Pro Bowl.
No, let's hope so that he can get there again.
Ready to get this thing going.
Okay, well, here we go with the coin toss. Oh, well, they elected to receive anyway. It really doesn't matter which end we defend.
Both teams eager to get today's action
because there's no
started,
wind.
so let's go to the field.
But we've got some audibles to set.
Yep, now we got to set up our audibles, just like usual. And so we will. And that's good for the defense, or the offense, I should say.
The offense is the defense.
Yeah, I've got defense on the brain here.
So you just need to go and do this about 60 times a game.
Yeah, hand the ball off. No, I'm not as good at running the ball as you, and I basically designed my offensive playbook around the pass, mainly because, as people have seen so far, you get rewarded big time for that, right? If you can figure out a way to take advantage of what the AI defense does and use their own strategy against them.
Oh, they're starting quarterbacks out.
Okay, so they've got that. Might be why they're
tanking. Yeah,
they're tanking a little bit. They do have the running game though, so maybe they'll run the ball a little more. I don't know.
Nah, this is Madden 05. They're not going to hand it to these guys more than about 10 times.
They've got lots of speed at wide receiver if they can get it to them.
Yep.
Although I wonder if that quarterback has the arm strength to be able to throw deep passes. He might not.
This is why it's so difficult to attack the middle of the line. Is look at their guards and their...
Yeah, they've got very strong offensive line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're weak at right tackle.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe that's where you can take advantage of them then. Maybe Cedric Perry will have a big game today.
Ha!
Anyway, here we go. We're going to
back to the game.
kick the ball off.
The visiting team are set to kick it deep.
Wow, it looks like Denver's having a good season all so far, hey?
Yep.
And the Bad Men are now 3-2, so they lost this week already.
And he got all of that one. A great kick. From the 4. And they're ready to go on offense for the first time. So they have first and 10 here. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. No pass on first down. With the throw, perfect pass. And he slips out of
Well, he's not going to go too far.
I'll take that.
Yep.
The catch, but for a short gain, maybe 3 yards. 7 yards to go. Only one man in the backfield. Butler sends a man in motion. Throws it.
Oh, wow.
Really a turn.
Threw that right at the defender. Wowee.
He just needs to be a
Maybe he'll
little
get a
more
few
patient out
interceptions in this
The
game.
home team.
Well, with the subpar quarterback,
With
maybe.
the subpar quarterback, yeah, maybe he'll, because he threw that one right at a
there.
defender.
Defense has its work
Wow.
cut out for it. But they have to play aggressively and keep pressure on the quarterback if they want to come away with a win in this one.
Gets rid of it.
Oh,
He hits his receiver. French.
I even
stops
drop a
him.
zone in that area. It just wasn't enough. They had the double coverage in there, but they just weren't in the right position.
Yeah.
And they come through with this perfect play.
I don't know. I think that they were lucky to be able to throw this pass at all after that last play.
The corners playing off a bit. Dropping back with the throw.
Oh, and again. Wow.
Couldn't come up with the interception.
But nobody on this team can
Let
catch.
the receiver make the catch
Oh,
either.
man.
Still a pretty good effort.
You're kicking yourself, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Like, wow. That's two dropped interceptions there, right? On the same drive.
Smith is the deep back. Carpenter, the motion man. And off to the tailback. Edwards makes the tackle.
Well, he was going down one way or another.
2-yard gain.
Well, that might be one of the things that is an advantage to your defensive method over mine, is that
Sixth play of this drive.
with the safeties up closer to the line like that, you're actually probably a little bit
Puts
better
the
against the
secondary
run than
in
I
better
am.
position to stop the pass.
That is part of why I designed the formation the way I did.
Closing in.
There's
Yeah.
Cedric Perry.
And he's tackled behind the line by Perry. They just blanketed the receivers downfield.
You have to get rid of the ball in that situation. Throw it underneath. Throw it away. You can't take the sack and lose yardage like that.
Hartley comes into the game for the punt. Here's the punt. And he waves for the fair catch.
Well, at least he didn't drop it this time.
Yep.
It's 1st and 10. Directing traffic. Jenkins with a man in motion. Hand it off. Jones records the stop at the 27-yard
They
line.
didn't give. They weren't very generous there, were they? Eh?
Nope.
Wow.
Well, you know what? You got the clock running.
Yeah. That was not a generous spot, though.
The home team come out in a nickel package. Looking for
Manly, or
options.
easily, yeah. Go easily.
Hey, I like to throw the ball long, and if I see that kind of look when I drop back to pass,
Number 35 was
I'm
there
gonna
to make
go
the
there.
catch for the first down.
He's glad he made that catch. I'm sure the quarterback will
Yo, it
look
was
his
pretty.
way
He
again.
came
He
pretty
needs another
wide open there.
Yeah.
Even I saw that one. Even I would have been able to throw that one. And I don't really throw long passes.
yeah. See that they had the line all strung up over there
They're just
on that side.
relentless when the
Yep.
offense decides to run the ball. They break down blocks very quickly. They do a good job maintaining their gap assignments, limiting cutback opportunities.
2nd and long. Jenkins sends a man in motion. Dropping back, throws it. He hits his receiver. Approach midfield.
Oh!
With the hurt. Simeon makes the stop. At
See?
the 32.
1,000-yard receiver.
Sticks with that completion.
He put that one right on the money.
Well, you know what? He says, I'm going to get my 1,000 yards one way or another.
Yeah. Well, that's why, though, like, in situations like that, I just come out passing, because what's the point, right?
Fifth play of this drive.
See, it was a strategic thing. The coach sat down at his desk after the successful rushing last year, and he's like, you know what? We need to throw this guy more passes, because now every single team is going to come out and play a 5-man lion on us on every down.
Dropping back to pass on first down. Throwing. Vance with the stop.
Well, and you know what? I can use the short passing game like a run game, too, right?
And I love
Yep.
the way this guy throws a football. He has great touch and seems to always be putting it right there in the numbers.
And somebody like Rhodes is ideally suited toward that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, very high catching rating, but not necessarily the best physical characteristics.
Yep.
Jenkins sends
Good possession receiver.
Dropping back. He's looking. Gets the pass off.
No, he still got that one, though.
Yeah, I got hit as I threw there, but that's the difference between, say, you know, like we showed that replay from the Piggies practice game I played. Well, Stanley Schmidt is no Bo Jenkins, right? And in that particular case there, I ran a play like that very similar in the practice game. Got hit as I threw, and the ball took a nosedive like 15 yards short of where it was supposed to go, right?
But Bo Jenkins can deliver it on target.
That's right. Even if he gets hit while he's throwing, more often than not, he can still get the ball out there, right?
Yep.
Because he's got 10 more points of throw power and 10 more points of throw accuracy
Yep.
than Stanley Schmidt does, right? That
Well,
being
it's
said,
like those pictures you see of Patrick Mahomes where he's like horizontal getting hit, and then he delivers the pass to the guy, and it's a completion.
yeah.
And it's on its way.
That being said, though, even with Stanley Schmidt, I managed to, you know, throw for nearly 500 yards, and I scored 48 points in that game too.
Yep.
Lined up for
So-
the kickoff.
It's just that with a lesser quarterback, I rely more on short passes than long passes. And when I'm playing with Bo Jenkins, well, I can, you know, like throw the ball 15, 20, 25 yards downfield pretty much with impunity, right?
Yep.
The defense did a very good job against them the last time they had possession, forcing a punt. So they have 1st and 10 here. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. They'll pass on first down. Gets the pass off. He hits his receiver.
Not too bad.
Yeah, close coverage, but he got I guess he got the inside position. I've seen you complete slant passes that look kind of similar to that before.
Yep.
It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, well, I actually will just about continuously throw the slant against any kind of man coverage.
Up in an eye. Armstrong goes in motion.
Just because I know it's something that works against that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Play to the right.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
With the stop at the 31-yard
Well, that's okay, though. That contact in the backfield slowed him down enough so you were able to stop him from gaining any yards.
Yep.
Guys up front can control the line of scrimmage. It makes it very difficult to move the ball on offense.
Smith, the lone setback. Rolling. This one falls.
Wow, I can't believe he dropped that.
In the hands, but it just couldn't hang on.
Well, that was your safety backer there putting the hit on him, too, though, right?
Yep.
Just couldn't hang on to it.
Like a converted linebacker playing safety.
I
So-
still can't
so-
believe he dropped it, though.
So you have like a 250-pound safety back there, right?
Yep.
Kansas City doesn't want a long pass over anybody's head here, so they back up the secondary. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. Under
Whoa,
pressure.
well, that time he just threw that away before you could get him.
Pressure up front forces the incompletion.
You know that the defensive coordinator loves it.
I wanted him so bad.
See, they should have put hurries in as a statistic, right? Because they do keep track of things like that. Like, I think they call them hurries or pressures, right?
Yep.
Here's the kick. He's waving for the fair catch. It's 1st and 10.
Well, that's all right. I'll have a great game and have no statistics.
Calling an audible now. Going to the air on 1st down. And he makes
Well, that's probably going to turn into a touchdown because I don't think anybody's going to catch him.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's a huge play by
And he's not all that fast. Right? It's just that the only guy who could match him for speed made the dive and missed, right?
Yep. And they came out in something totally wrong there.
Yeah.
Especially if they didn't have somebody back there. Oh, they had everybody crowded at the line.
They had everybody. So. They had an 11-man line going on here.
This is going to happen to you when you play defense like this, especially when you're a weaker team.
Yeah. Because everybody else is like when this play starts, even if you are say playing some sort of a deep zone with a safety in the middle or something,
you'll never get back there in time.
He's so far out of position that he's never going to get over there, right?
Yep.
And so that you're completely and totally dependent on this player to make a play.
Yep. Or you're dead.
And if he misses, then you're dead. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the bad men might be able to get away playing that way, although they didn't the last game.
No.
But these guys certainly can't get away playing that way.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
And it's up. The extra point attempt is good. They've now scored 14 unanswered points.
Well,
that was a 71-yard pass and run.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, and we're barely through half the first quarter.
Yeah.
Booming kick downfield. From the 4-yard line.
Nope, I missed him.
Oh, that's okay. You got enough guys over there.
Ready to get this drive started after being forced to punt on their last possession. So they have 1st and 10 here. Smith, the lone back. On the ground. Number 20 records the stop at the 33. Good gain there and a first down.
Our outside corner coming into the middle of the field to make that tackle.
Yeah.
They'll have to make some adjustments to slow this guy down.
The corners playing off a bit.
Well, the thing is, they're going to get something like that every now and again, but it's not going to be, ooh, that guy almost made it through anyway.
But he got cut blocked.
Yeah, but they're not going to do it consistently, because unless they can tear off like a 80-yard instant touchdown, they just, after a while, they'll just stop going there, right?
Yep.
Needs to yield some kind of yardage. You don't want 2nd and long too many times.
Stops the play in the backfield.
Well, Wade's having a good day so far.
For a place to cut back. The defenders had all their gaps, and there was no place to cut at all.
3rd and 8. They'll go from the I formation. Gets the pass off.
Oh, they managed to protect him long enough to throw that crossing route, eh?
Now, this is one heck of a play. Look at it. You're in a hole here on 3rd down. And they come through with this perfect play that gets you first.
Okay. I guess it was kind of a slant, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Although I had a 3-deep scheme. I had this play out there, actually.
Armstrong goes in motion. With the carry. Mills brings him down at the 45. Gain of 9 on the play. They have to reach the 44 to convert. Giving some cushion on the outside.
You think they might try to run on the 2nd and inches?
No.
Quarterback gets set with only one
No,
back
you don't
behind
really
him.
have any great faith that that might happen.
Dropping back with the throw.
Yeah, I came out in like a 4-deep scheme there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's one of the big flaws in this game, though, in that is that there's a seam between the short zones and the deep zones. And in real life, you'd see the short zone guys continue to follow that receiver back until the deep zone guy can take over the coverage,
and,
right?
And trade them off.
But you don't see that here. Basically, the short zone guy who just, as soon as the receiver leaves his zone, the short zone guy just returns to the center of his zone, right?
Yep.
And that creates that big soft spot between the short and long zones, right?
2nd and 4. Only one man in the backfield. Pressure gets the pass off.
Yeah, well, that one wasn't going to go anywhere.
Danny Jones has it covered.
Getting to the ball and tipping it away.
And he made the play when really the receiver should have had it. Moving to meet the ball is something that some receivers don't do well.
Only one man back. Armstrong, the man in motion. Stepping up, throws it, incomplete.
Huh. Well, guess they're going to have to try and kick a field goal now.
And that is why you play your defensive end in a deep zone in the middle. Especially if he's only got 20 yards of field to cover.
Yeah, well, I would say that the big turning point in defense for both of us is back in the Lifers days, actually, when you discovered how to get good pressure with a 3-man rush. Offset to one side,
yep,
so that you could drop 8 guys in coverage, right?
Yeah, well, I was very much a coverage-based guy. Like the whole blitz play zone thing, that just didn't work for me.
Yeah, well, even I've changed the way that I play a lot after that, because I used to be basically totally reliant on pressure to disrupt the passing game because I could not get good enough coverage to consistently stop passes from being completed, right?
Yep.
But once I started to emulate what you discovered, I suddenly found out that, you know what, you could actually play pretty effective defense
by playing coverage.
By playing coverage, if you could figure out how to, get the pressure that you needed with, like just a 3-man rush, usually 2 linemen and a linebacker, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is like, you can send a lot of guys, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have effective pressure.
Yeah.
Right? And so the goal is to generate effective pressure. And that means that you need to do certain things to get people either in through the middle of the line or out around the outside of the line. There's a couple of ways of doing all those things. But, if you're not getting to the quarterback within a certain period of time, then even if you're sending 7 guys, your pressure is not effective.
Yeah.
And the 3-man rush thing really heavily depends on the defensive tackle position, because I have to work hard to try to eat up 2 guys, because if I don't successfully trade off my guy and engage the center, so I engage the guard and then I trade off my guy and engage the center, if I don't manage to do that kind of maneuver, then what'll end up happening is the center or the guard will end up just walking backwards and blocking your outside rusher.
Yeah. See what happened there? They left the free safety in a short zone, so I had to eat the ball, eh?
Yeah.
Here's the punt. From the 46-yard line.
Holy crap, that never happens for
come
us.
on, really?
Yeah, really.
Not only that did the guy miss him, he missed him twice.
I
Right?
can't believe he was able to stiff arm you and not fumble.
Yeah, really.
So
Because
every time we try that, we just fumble.
yeah, well, I wasn't even expecting him to try and return that. And then when I saw that he didn't call a fair catch, I tried to take control of somebody close to him, right?
Yep.
But that was a bit of Madden cheese there, because if you try to do that as a player, you will fumble the ball. It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
That is an automatic fumble. If you cannot run 3 steps down the field before first contact, then you will fumble the ball. Unless you're the AI, I guess.
Well, except we've seen them fumble before. They just didn't fumble there.
Yeah. I don't know. That was pretty cheesy. And there's Cedric Perry again.
Getting number 2.
That was a big play, too, because that puts them back over on their side of midfield, eh?
Yep.
With a long yardage situation for 3rd down.
3rd and long after the sack. Kansas City puts its secondary in better position to stop the pass. Only one man back. Drops back under pressure. Throwing.
Oh, there's a little cheese for you there.
Yeah, when you put together
Right?
a great pass,
Yeah, he even put his hand up. He just missed it.
exactly
Yeah.
what you're gonna get.
That was kind of cheesy. That when you see that close of coverage, I don't know.
1st and 10. The corners are backing off. Smith lines up behind his fullback and beyond. Number 95 makes the
Oh,
tackle.
they're
26.
holding. Back them up.
And it appears this one will be a hold.
That's what happens when your feet and your body get going in the wrong position.
Ball on the 41-yard line. Kansas City going.
See, this is one of those manufactured situations where you have to actually stop them twice. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Edwards.
You have to stop them twice in order to be able to stop them.
It's about a 3-yard pickup for him. They'll convert for the 1st down if they can get the ball inside the 21. Kansas City is trying to prevent anything long here and backs up the corners and safeties. Only one man back.
There, you got him that time.
Number 95 gets it.
Okay, well, I don't think they'll be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat twice.
Big, strong man.
Yeah, you could even play prevent on this one.
They're looking now at 3rd and long after the sack. Kansas City doesn't want a long pass over anybody's head here, so they back up the secondary. They've done very well on 3rd down to this point. Closing in.
Oh, look at that.
Playing the backfield.
See, they were trying to throw a deep pass too, eh?
That brings up
Yeah.
Obviously, well, in order to have that amount of time, like, look at that. They didn't have anybody going short at all.
Yep.
And you had basically everybody covering deep.
Yep.
So there you go.
I had an actual prevent defense out there.
So there you go. They're punting from about the same position they would have been if that pass, that kind of phony baloney pass, had been incomplete, right?
Yep.
But it's just like I said, you had to stop them twice in order to stop them.
And he chooses not to return this one.
Well, we're not any worse off than we were, I guess.
No, you're in about. Actually, I think you're pretty much exactly the same place you were in last time.
Yeah.
So, nothing gained, nothing lost.
Yeah. Well, look at this. Wow.
Looks like he's changing the play. Jenkins with a man in motion. Throwing on 1st down. With the pass. And this pass.
Well,
is
that was
complete.
easy money.
Smith
Yep.
records the stop at the 34. How about that speed? Great individual effort.
Not only did the quarterback show off his strong arm, but the receiver displayed some amazingly soft hands. A great throw with an even better catch is always an easy way to pick up 1st down.
See, I think that just pulling the ball down and taking the sack on that play was probably the best thing to do there, right? On that previous possession.
Passing on 1st down. Gets the pass off.
Oh,
And he drops the
Golston.
pass. That pass was right there, but he was unable to hang on.
He doesn't usually drop those.
Getting
Not
off the
usually,
line
no.
and getting into his pass pattern. But he had the ball bounce right off his fingertips.
Jenkins with a man in motion. Dropping back. He's looking. Throws this one off balance.
Oh.
And he lets it slip out of
Well, they had a defensive back on him there, so I guess it was...
Every quarterback needs a little time.
Yeah,
to
if
look
you'd
over the field.
seen Marshall there, I think it was Marshall who drew the linebacker coverage that time.
Did he? Okay,
Yep.
well.
Of course, he's not like super much faster than a linebacker, but
the home team. Come out in a dime package.
Oh, that's interesting.
Drops back. Looking for a receiver. On the move. Great throw.
Nice job working the zones.
At the 43.
Well, see, I don't know if I'd want to throw this every time, but you'll watch, even though this guy's quite a bit slower than Allen, right? Because that's Rhodes.
Yep.
Well, he still, see how he makes the corner move in toward the middle of the field there?
Yep.
Right? Because he still manages to enter that zone first.
Yep.
And then that kind of gives me the ability. I was kind of looking toward Easley, but I noticed that they had the flat zone guy out there, right?
It looks like it might be curl flat. He tries to split the difference and doesn't end up covering anyone.
Let's get back to the play on the field. Ball on the 43-yard line. Directing traffic. Mills, the motion man.
Oh.
Calling an audible.
Oh, what did I just do? Okay, well.
Actually, this will work.
Yeah. If I can get the play off.
Oh, no.
Fast enough.
Jenkins wanted some time to sort things out.
See, too much hand waving and garbage like that, right?
So
Yep.
You know, like really, I think that they could have done away with the hand waving thing. They kind of fooled me a bit there, though, because that looked like a zone coverage, right? Until I saw that corner move. And I didn't really want to bring an extra defender over there.
They give it to the halfback. Simeon records the stop at the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 7. Have to reach the 33 to convert.
Well, so far it looks like a typical Crusaders game. 10 yards rushing and 200 yards passing, eh?
Yep. Well, these guys never really did have a good defense.
Get them a fresh set of downs.
He just exploded towards the marker that time. That was a big-time run.
Well, it's also the way that they're programmed to play, right?
Jenkins with a man in motion.
Yellow, 25.
Another run. Breaks free of the defender. You can hear the collision up here.
He's feeling it right now.
Well, Joe couldn't quite get out there for that guy, but at least he was on his way to him.
Yeah.
A running attack that is consistent and effective will help the offense dictate the pace of the game.
I think I might have just doubled my rushing total there. Okay.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Number 47 moves in motion.
Oh, look, they've got the ref backer back there to stop the long pass.
Surveying the field. Throwing on the run.
It had a chance. It had a chance.
Reading and timing the play so the receiver can't make the catch.
Ninth play of this drive. Jenkins sends a man in motion.
Oh, okay.
Drops back. He's looking.
Wow, the big blitz.
Yeah, and that guy was totally wide open. Look at that, eh?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they were sending just about everybody there.
Quarterback went through his progression and found a receiver.
I could see him, though. Right? That was a pre-snap read. I'd already decided that I was going to throw to that guy, right?
Yep.
Just because of the way that looked. I mean, look at that. There's nobody lined up across from him.
Yeah, you got to cover a wide receiver, man.
And when he makes this move, even if there's somebody assigned in the middle here to cover him, it's going to freeze that guy in the middle for a second before this guy actually runs his out pattern, right? And maybe it looks like maybe this guy was trying to cover him, but he was totally in the wrong position, right?
Yeah, completely and totally out of position.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no way that he's going to be able to make a play on that ball.
Let's get back to the action on the field.
And that's just out of the standard shotgun empty 5-wide receiver formation. All I did was just do a little bit of creative pass route drawing, right?
Yep.
The point after.
So that's not a custom formation or anything like that. You can find that formation in probably almost every offensive playbook.
Another score, and they're really clicking now. This is going to be a very long day.
Or at least the majority of them anyway.
Out there, but they can't seem to slow these guys down.
And I don't know why you would not put a quarter or at least a dime defense out against a 5-wide receiver set.
No, that's just something the AI does.
Yeah.
They love their 4-3 defense for some reason.
From the 3.
You know, because I don't care even if it's 3rd down and 1 or 3rd and inches. If I see 5 wide receivers,
you got to respond appropriately.
Yeah, you have to put the appropriate personnel on the field to be able to cover those guys.
Yep.
The corners are giving a bit of a cushion. Smith is the deep back. Butler sends a man in motion. Dropping back to pass on 1st down. Gets rid of it.
Oh, I guess they're going to rule that incomplete. And another thing, too, is you don't put a partial man coverage out against 5 wide receivers.
No.
Right? You got to make sure that that every one of those wide receivers is covered.
Because every one of them is a threat.
That's right. Every one of them is a receiving threat, right? Okay, that looked like the beginnings of a bit of a cheesy run there.
Yeah, well, see, I managed to free up off my guy, and I started running backwards here, and I think I cut him off.
Yeah.
But and then still, he starts, like, turning into the middle, and...
Yeah, like, wow, like, I don't know. That was one of those really, like Madden cheese things, and look at Danny Jones being blocked by that offensive lineman.
Yep.
Right?
Although I have faith that if he'd have broken this tackle, I think number 31 would have...
Yeah, maybe. But you know what? You don't see offensive linemen that far downfield in Madden 04, for example, right?
Never happens.
Never
because
happens.
They always look for somebody else to block.
Yes,
at the
exactly.
line of
They will look for somebody else to block at the line of scrimmage. And even if they do get that far downfield, they don't have the quickness or agility to be able to block a defensive back, right?
I'll take it a pass for a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, you didn't have to do a thing there.
Good old Jerome Edwards goes, I play such good coverage.
Yep.
Dropping back, pressure coming, flings it to the outside.
Well, he also has enough range, I guess, even though he's not very fast. He has enough range to get out there and make that tackle.
Yep, yeah, he's only got 62 speed, right? But you'll see that he starts running basically sideways and almost sort of upfield.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was actually more to do with the angle of pursuit that he followed than his physical abilities. Right?
That's right. He can cut this guy off using his intelligence because Jerome Edwards is a very smart player with 99 awareness. So even though he's a very physically subpar player, it doesn't actually matter.
Third down conversions is a keeper stat. When you convert on 3rd down, you keep 3 things. You keep your drive.
See that though? You held them off on the attempted cheesy run, and then you managed to get the stop, right?
Yeah, well, if they can't get their big plays, they can't get points generally.
Yeah, they have to have a play that covers more than 50 yards in one shot in order to be competitive. That's what I've noticed. Whether it's a long bomb pass or a run up the middle where the guy finds his way through the pack like he almost did there.
Yep.
You know, like, if they can't get a big play like that at least once or twice a game, then they aren't going to be able to do much. Well,
sends a man in motion.
Well, at least they moved a guy out there to cover him.
Passing on 1st down.
Well, that's going to be a pretty easy pass.
Bite off a huge chunk of field.
Yeah, with a slow, tight end.
They love to get the ball into his hand. We can see why.
Again, though, that's because they're trying to absolutely smother the run, and they're working so hard at it that it actually works against them, right? It's like one of our viewers said, the best way to melt Madden cheese is to use audibles. Right?
Yep. Indeed it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, the left tackle there didn't really do much of a job, right?
Yeah, he just kind of stood there with his hands in his pockets.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's all about effort.
That's why, you know what, I designed this offensive playbook the way I did. And, I'll try and throw a run in once in a while, but if they start playing like this, I'll just call a pass play. Like, I won't even bother calling a run.
Dropping back, throwing. And it's complete. Big pop that time.
Boom! Now that is big-time football.
Another catch, which brings his total
Because
to
now
4. So it's third down. As
I can set something like this up on third down and short, right?
Jenkins sends a man in motion.
Oh, I got hit as I threw.
Well, at least it didn't turn into a catastrophe.
Yeah. See, though, I got the mismatch that I was looking for again here, right?
Yep.
You know, like that guy makes a move in toward the middle of the field, and if my protection holds up here, right, that blitzing linebacker actually got in there and hit me while I was trying to throw, right?
Well, that kind of thing happens sometimes.
But that's okay. I guess we'll try the field goal.
They can't all be storybook long bomb touchdowns.
From the 38-yard line.
Well, the way that one was setting up, it very much looked like it might have been a touchdown if I'd have managed to complete that properly, right?
And it's on its way.
Nice kick.
Yep, I'm still perfect on field goals at this point in the season. Haven't missed one yet.
See, amazing kick power.
Well, he's better than he was. Gonna try kicking to this side now, just to mix things up a little.
Booming kick downfield.
Oh, you got Nipper on that side.
Yeah.
From the 1-yard line.
Oh.
To the 20.
Oh, well. That's okay.
We'll start this drive from the 29-yard line.
See, I always try to match the number of receivers they have on the line.
Yeah, with the number of DBs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Only one man back. Going to the air on first down. Pressure with the
Oh, wow, that's 3 dropped interceptions in this game now.
That's just the way it goes for the Rec V5X defense, man.
Yeah.
We get like 2 interceptions a season.
He'll drop a lot like that one. I mean, a few like that one.
Yep.
Yeah. That's okay. We're about to see what his real job is anyway.
Gets the pass off. He hits his receiver. Thomas makes
Oh, I like that play, actually. You know what? At least he made the tackle.
Yeah.
About a yard to go.
But I noticed that you consider the tight end to be a receiver on the line. So basically, if they line up in a standard 2-back set like this, you're still playing a nickel defense, basically.
That's right, yeah. Especially because they've got a faster tight end on the team, I basically treat him as another wide receiver.
Well, they had the other receivers pretty well covered, but they never accounted for him. Pretty good
Yeah,
game.
generally speaking, when I played defense too, I only put, like a standard 4 DB set out there if they're in a big set, like a 2 tight end, 1 wide receiver or something like that, right?
Yep. Oh, I got pancaked.
Oh, yeah, but somebody else got in there. Zach Mack got in there, and he almost got the sack.
Yeah, Zach Mack completely overpowered his guy there.
Yep.
And this is the 5th play of this drive. The corners are backing off. He sees something in the defense. Only one man in the backfield. Under pressure, throws it. Incomplete pass.
Well, with 3 defenders over there, I don't think that had too much of a chance.
Yeah, throwing it into coverage. But they always throw it into coverage.
Kansas City drops its safeties into deeper coverage.
Well, the thing is, if he'd have thrown that far enough to get it over the defender, it would have been out of bounds anyway.
Gets rid of it, and
Yes! Defending the curl. That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Just hit that guy in the back.
Yeah, hit him in the back and make him drop the ball, right?
Yeah, sometimes they fall asleep out there and they'll let him catch it and then hit him afterwards.
Yeah.
I like it when they time that. They hit him right in the back as he's trying to catch that. That's how you stop those.
here's the punt. And he waves for the fair catch.
Oh, you know what? Nah,
That's okay. That's okay. We're not in a position where we really need you to take those kinds of chances.
1st and 10.
Yeah, well, you never know how that's going to bounce if you let it bounce either.
Gets the call. Stop behind the line. Loss of a couple. Number 86 was dragged down before he could
Well,
get
no
to the
luck
line
there.
of scrimmage.
No.
They have great size and quick.
Well, like I said, it's almost impossible, really, to run the ball against any AI-controlled defense, right? At least not with any great degree of consistency, unless you're Rec V5X. And then, of course, you can do it, but...
Hey, you know what? I'm throwing short passes. I'm like going like this.
As he pantomimes the handoff, yeah. Well, let's see if we can burn him here. Maybe I'll get a little bit lucky.
With the pass, right to him. The 30.
Oh, that guy was just fast enough to fingernail him.
Dumps the ball out to his receiver, and that'll bring up a 1st down.
1st downs are critical in this game.
But you know what? That's what happens, right? They focus so hard on stopping the run that they're basically just giving away the pass, right?
Yep.
They're giving it away here. Even that guy, that's a linebacker covering him. So assuming that I don't throw this to Rhodes, which I will,
For a receiver, throws it, and he hits it.
I think I could almost call a timeout now.
Jenkins stops the clock there. So they have 1st and 10 here. Jenkins with a man in motion. Calling an audible. Pass play here on 1st down. Surveying the field.
Uh-oh.
Right. Pressure. He's brought down in the backfield.
Well, they actually played that kind of half decently there.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's been playing for a while now. And let me tell you, he might never be better than he is right now.
5th play of this drive. Dropping back, looking for an option, passing right.
Oh,
Jenkins
too bad.
saw the pressure coming on that play.
He
oh
knew
well.
He didn't have much time, and he decided to get rid of the ball quickly on that one.
We'll take one more shot here. Maybe we can burn him for a big one here.
The home team come out in a nickel package.
Well, linebackers out there covering him.
Nickel blitz, you think?
Yep.
Looking downfield with the throw. He hits his
Yep.
receiver. Number 40.
A reception for 0 yards.
Yeah, that's going to hurt his average per catch, but oh well. I guess it's halftime, and it's time for the halftime stretch.
All right.
Seattle 3.
And we're back. Yes. And this is a typical Sandman 99 offensive performance. We've ran for 19 yards and passed for 272 yards in the first half.
Yep, although they're doing better against you than the bad men were at this point.
That's true. I'm not sure that I'll drop 62 on these guys this time around. But, like just so far, I think when I do run the ball, I'm averaging like 2 yards per carry because I either get a run for a good gain or I get a run for a loss or there isn't a whole bunch of like 4 or 5 yard rushing attempts.
Yep.
And their longest play from scrimmage on offense was that one long, cheesy run for about 20 yards that you managed to stop before it turned into something drastic.
Well, sometimes you just get lucky, right?
Running on 1st down, they still lead.
And running is important, but they've got other weapons that can get them in the end zone.
I don't have time to audible him to the...
Dropping back to pass on 1st
So I'll
down.
just have to throw the out.
On the money. The 30.
Well, that's okay.
He flings that pass right.
He still ran circles around that linebacker.
Yep.
1st and 10.
Well, I've just passed the 300-yard passing mark.
Can't get it done on the ground on 1st down, John, but they're still leading in this one.
Some teams manage to get by pretty well without a solid running game. And that's mostly because their passing game is very effective. especially their short passing game.
Hand off to the tailback. Makes the play at the 46. They went back to the run on that play.
That just goes to show you that the coach trusts the guy to hang on to the ball.
It's second down and 8 to go. Jenkins with a man in motion. With the throw.
Just can't get it over that guy.
Yeah, I should have called the out.
There are times to
Oh,
make
well.
throws like that. Times to zing it. He just made the wrong choice.
The defense lines up in the nickel. Jenkins sends a man in motion. He surveys the field, throws it, perfect throw. Rick is the guy.
Well, and that's an easy first down.
Yeah, well, that's that soft curl flat zone over there, right?
Yep.
He made a great read at the line.
And the guy playing the curl flat will drop off and try and help cover the deep receiver, which kind of helps me to
Exploit the flats. Yeah.
exploit the flats, right?
Hands it off. Spangler created problems in the backfield on that play. Big tackle there for a loss and great pursuit there, John.
You can say that again. He knows how to prepare, and it really pays off when you make stops like that.
Allen, the motion man. Dropping back, gets the pass off. Low throw, but he has it.
Well, Sarah is pretty good.
One of the most accurate passes in the
He's
league.
really going to develop into something once Easley retires.
Yeah, you know what? When he lets it go, he's not trying
Yeah,
to
well,
throw
I
it
figured
to the
that,
receiver.
you know, on
He's
second
trying
down,
to
too,
get him
my
right in the
approach
hand.
is that I
Put
don't
the ball
necessarily
right
have
at
to
their
get it all in
fingertips.
one play,
Most of
right?
the time
Yep.
he doesn't.
These third downs haven't been much of
And
an
as it turns out, I got pretty good yardage on that play.
Looking downfield with the throw.
And that time, nobody was able to hit me before I could throw the ball.
Although they tried.
Yeah.
Converts the first down on that throw.
And they ran the perfect play to get those couple of yards.
8th play of this drive. They're inside the 20. They have a big lead, and they're on the move again inside the 20.
Blue 74.
This one is handed off. John, one of your favorite
That's a
targets.
lineman.
Yeah, well, see, there's no blocking going on out there, right?
That
You know,
guy
like
makes it
it's just not a thing.
Going to keep testing this rushing defense.
The guy seems to get stronger every time he touches the ball.
So I run a play on the ground once in a while just to try and use up some clock, and then I go back to the air.
Allen goes in motion. Dropping back, fires it out to the right. He hits his receiver.
Because I can pick them apart short too, right?
Yep.
You know, I'm not just a bomber. I can also throw short, quick passes that get good yardage too.
Well, and that'll work out well for you. And maybe open up some more longer passing options if they keep giving it up.
Jenkins sends a man in motion.
Well, I'm pretty sure that assuming Allen catches this pass, this is going to be a touchdown.
Throwing. He
Yep.
finds his man. He threw a great pass, and they get into the end zone.
That was great concentration there. He had defenders all around him, and he was able to keep his eyes on the ball.
See, I don't know how you do it, but I've never been able to make the stretch game really reliably work for me. You know, like I can get a good gain out of it once in a while, but it's just never been a thing for me, right?
Comes in for
I
the
think it
extra
really
point.
comes down a lot to pre-snap read. That's at least something that I focus on myself.
The extra point
And I use a lot of motion in the running game and things like that to figure out what exactly they're doing as well.
Yeah.
The visiting team are set to kick it deep.
But that's okay if I can throw for 500 yards a game.
And I mean, there's also a lot of motion tricks that you can do to block space backers and get in the way of those unblocked guys, right? Though it doesn't always work, which is why even though I would hand the ball off 60 times a game and run for like 300 yards a game, I'd still have like 17 handoffs for a loss.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lot.
The home team have not very well.
Oh, wow. Okay, well.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Which is one reason they're trailing in the game.
Yeah, actually, if they hadn't gotten that one long run of about 19 yards, they'd only be averaging like a 1.5 yards per carry, too, at this
When you
point.
can run the ball consistently, it really wears down.
You'd think that a bunch of
interior line.
Canadians designed this game or something.
They did.
Yeah, and you know what? If they're going to design the game this way, they should have just made the field wider and made it 10 yards deeper and made the end zones 20 yards deep and put an extra player on each side and then have them play 3-down football, right?
Well, I can't imagine that the market for that kind of thing is as big as the NFL, though.
No, but what they did, though, is they basically made this NFL game basically play as if you were playing a CFL game, right?
Yeah.
Because the even the AI's play selection most of the time actually kind of reflects how how pretty well every team in the CFL plays offense, right?
Yeah, well, they pass more in this game than even like a modern NFL offense does.
Yeah.
Limiting the number of holes.
Even if they line up in some more traditional sets.
The quarterback gets set with only
Like two-back sets and things. They still pass way more.
Yeah. But that's why some Canadian football fans...
Yeah!
There, that was bound to happen sooner or later. That's why some Canadian football fans are diehard CFL fans, though, and they don't even bother to watch the NFL because the CFL is a very fast-paced, pass-oriented game, right?
They're doing a great job throwing on
Yep.
first down, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Oh, well, number 76 there. See that? You can't run against these guys, right? The run blocking just doesn't exist.
Pretty good run stoppers in the middle of that line. They can cause some plays like that.
It's second down and a long way to go.
Now they got a 4-3 out there against a 5-wide receiver set. They're playing a zone defense here, though, which is interesting.
Looking for an option.
Throw it to Mills.
On the run. He hits his receiver. That reception brings his total to 6.
I had to look a little bit there, but I found somebody eventually.
Yeah, I just would have thrown it downfield and thrown it away.
Yeah, but see, there's no percentage in doing that, right?
On third down, they have to get the ball to the 44 to convert. The home team come out in a nickel package. Drops back, looking for a receiver with the
Wow.
pass.
What happened there?
Stopped cold by Van.
Well, let's have a look. See, what I did was I decided to look to this side first because I see only 2 coverage guys over here, right?
Yep.
Whereas over here, they've got, a safety deep and they got an extra probably guy in coverage on him, right? And he's covered. And then they moved basically they moved the cornerback out there to cover by the looks of it there.
Yep.
So what happens is this guy basically, I think, he backs up too long and then he turns around the wrong way, right?
Yep.
You see that? And the other guy here, he's frozen down here close to the line of scrimmage.
Because he's playing his man.
Because he's playing his man who runs a very, very short curl, right? So I throw this as a touch pass just to make sure I get it over this guy.
Yep.
And there you go. Rhodes, even though he's not very fast, he's wide open, right?
Back to the game. So they have first and 10 here.
And he's got close to a 100-yard game so far today.
The visiting team have handled this defense, John, as they've averaged over 8 yards per pass play on first down.
And the scoreboard helps tell the story.
Again with the camera.
Yeah, again, right?
Right in
I don't know why there is so much confusion on the offensive line. Like, why can't they block everybody up there, right? You know, like, I just don't know. It's like the game was designed that way on purpose, right?
And this is the 5th play of this drive. They're in field goal range.
Well, I guess if the offensive line did their job, though, you couldn't see Ray Lewis snap through the line and hit the running back in the backfield.
Yeah, well.
Let's go. Okay, here we go. Come on now.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? They, in Madden 04, when you're playing offense at least, they didn't have any of that cheesy nonsense where you had failed run blocks and that kind of thing.
Yeah, things just kind of worked the way they should.
Yeah, well, what had happened is that the front seven would basically lock up on the offensive line and the, you know, extra blockers, fullbacks, tight ends, and so on. And if you actually wanted to successfully run the ball, well, then you had to beat, you would have to, you know, basically beat a safety or a corner that moves up to help out with the run, right?
Yep.
It's 1st and goal. Directing traffic.
Now we'll see if we can get a rushing touchdown. This is the first time I've managed to cross the 5-yard line today.
Toss play to the left.
Oh.
They went with the running play.
You never know when you're going to find.
Well, maybe Adam Parkman can get it done.
Yeah, well, you know what? I guess that's probably the next thing, right?
1 more yard for the touchdown.
The Parkman toss.
Yep.
This is exactly how to get the ball in the end zone. Just get in behind the center and guard and keep pushing and pushing until they're.
Oh, look at him grimacing there. It's like, yeah, nobody's going to stop me.
Yep.
He didn't have to break a tackle because he scared them all away.
Yeah, he might have scared that corner off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I weigh 80 pounds more than you. Just try to tackle me.
And it's on its way, and he tacks on the extra point. And now, John, they're just dominating with 24 unanswered points.
Heck, well, the
There you go. We got a rushing touchdown.
Yep. And Parkman's 1 step closer to the Pro Bowl.
Actually, I think he leads the team in touchdown runs so far.
From the 3.
That's because that's his office.
Yeah.
Not much on that return.
No, they had him fumbling and bumbling all around before the 20. That return was over before it ever got anywhere.
The home team haven't done the job on 1st down when they've gone to the air.
And when you see that, and then you look at the scoreboard, you kind of get an idea what they need to do better.
The ground. French makes the tackle at the 21-yard line. Good game for the offense here in the second half.
See, I'd be happy if I could run like that consistently, right? Pick up 4 yards here, 5 yards there. I'd be happy with that. But they won't let me play that way, no matter how much I want to try, right?
With the pass.
Yeah, that didn't have much of a shot.
No.
3rd down.
And French working in the middle there.
Here's a look at the 3rd down success rate of each
Have they even
team.
had a possession in this quarter yet, or did I manage to maintain possession for almost the entire 3rd quarter on that drive?
Drops back.
I don't really know, actually. I can't say for sure.
Number 20 records the tackle at the 33. Nice read, finding the receiver.
I just haven't been watching the clock.
It's 1st and 10. The home team have had a tough time throwing on first down today.
Yeah, he's not completing.
Yeah, there you are. In the middle.
37-yard line.
Yeah, that was to the weak side, too, that they were running that.
Yeah.
They were trying to get something big for free there.
Fifth play of this drive. About 6 to go. Loosening up the coverage on the outside. The offense lines up with split backs behind the quarterback.
Oh, yeah, Zach Mack gets the sack.
Yep.
Mack uses his speed to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, he's got some great moves.
I think that running back went to sleep there.
Yeah, sometimes you see pass rushers, they'll like cut in early.
Yeah. Yeah, and that guy doesn't seem to be prepared to step up to try and engage him, right?
Yeah, he just misplays his blocking assignment.
Ahead of the home team. 38-3. Teams are set for the fourth quarter of play. Here is a 3rd and long situation.
Don't get beat deep. Monday.
The backs are lined up in an eye.
Somebody's about to get lit up.
Pressure coming. Slings it to the outside. Incomplete.
I mean, I don't even think he had to touch that one.
No,
He's
I
just
don't
getting
think
his
so.
stats.
Yeah, I think that was going out of bounds anyways, but
Start to throw, you stop and you get your hands up, and that's what gets you in those passes.
but you never know. He might have
That's how you
gotten
knock the
lucky
ball
and
down.
managed to corral that and got an interception or something, right?
Yep. Yeah, sometimes they can tip a interception to themselves.
Yeah, you don't mind when they make a play on that ball when the ball's going out of bounds anyway, but it's when they would stay in bounds and they miss. That's what drives you crazy, right?
Yep.
It's 1st and 10.
Set. Hey.
Number 86.
The longest run of the day is by Adam Parkman.
That was a great run, though. That looked great. That looked fantastic.
That's the thing, though, right? For every once in a while, for some reason, everybody does what they're supposed to do, right? Like, look at this. All of these linebackers and linemen are all blocked.
Yep.
Right? And they stay blocked long enough for me to be able to run around them. Even number 76, who's getting overpowered there a little bit. But he still manages to hold them off long enough for me to get by.
Yep. And
then,
Golson gets a good block.
Yeah, and then it's Clark and Golston who are doing the blocking on the defensive backs, right?
Yep.
You know, like you don't see, any offensive linemen downfield trying to block safeties and that kind of garbage, right?
Yeah, they're just blocking the front
You know,
seven.
like even this guy that's quite a ways downfield here, well, he's actually still on a defensive lineman. He's just shoved him that far down the field, right?
Yep.
You know? And you look at even the center there, look at how much movement we get on that guy. Like he shoved that guy back 2 yards, right?
Yeah, Joe Winters did a good job.
Play on the field.
So, really,
Ball on
that's
their
what a
own
run play
36.
is supposed to look like. Not this other garbage where you have offensive linemen who just skip blocks and stuff like that, right?
Mills comes in motion. With the carry.
Like this, for example, right? Number 95 there is supposed to have somebody on him. And basically what happened there is that play ended so quickly that...
It's an awkward thing because it looks like Marshall engages him and then he drops the block.
And then he lets him go, right?
And then starts walking over to the left side of the line for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. And, like that kind of stuff shouldn't really happen, right? So our season average is 90 yards somehow, I guess.
Not no more.
Man in motion.
Oh, come on. Get over there.
Gotta hate when that happens.
Yeah, sometimes they just run into each other too, right?
Dropping back, throwing, and it's complete. Rich makes the tackle at the 43-yard line. Mills is doing a good job finding...
Well, I've been making a living on third down throwing this pass, so, giving our wide receiver 3 a little work here.
Consistent success.
And it looks
on
like he's
third
going to have a
down, which they
linebacker
have,
covering him again
usually
over there,
translates into a win.
right? I think that's a linebacker over there.
Drops back, gets the pass off.
Lots of
Perfect
room.
pass.
Yeah, that's a linebacker. Hey?
Green makes the play at the 33-yard line. Good throw, good catch to move the chains.
You know, as a receiver, all you have to do is get a step, and this guy's going to put the ball on you.
That's easy money, too. Like, wide receiver versus linebacker, there's just no question. It's a
Looks like
mismatch.
he's changing the play. Jenkins sends a man in motion. They'll pass on first down. Gets rid of it.
Wow, that was horribly played coverage.
Well, I think, again, though, that's like a flat zone that's a little bit soft, right? You know, like he goes out there to play the flat, and then, for some reason, he sees this guy, and he wants to go back and help out with that guy, right?
I don't know. I think that was just because these guys really don't have strong defensive personnel, and I think that was just dumb defensive personnel doing dumb things.
Could be.
9 yards out.
Set. Stretch. Red 16.
Sure, we'll try and show a little mercy here. We'll just run the ball,
Looking for room.
or maybe we'll just run the ball into the end zone.
Another rushing touchdown.
Handoff and did the rest for the score.
That is a big-time run right there.
That's right, you guys. Make sure you beat the traffic. But you see what I mean? Like, I get 9 yards or I get nothing, right?
Kicker lines up
You
with
know,
a point
there aren't very many 4 and 5 yard runs.
The kick is up, and he tacks on the extra point. The visiting team continue to increase their lead. The visiting team are lined up for the kickoff. He got all of that one. From the 4-yard line.
This is one of those situations where they're playing for respect. The game really hasn't gone the way they thought it would, but they have a lot of pride in their team. I'd expect to see them keep fighting till that final whistle.
Well, we'll see how this goes.
Well, so far you've had things pretty much your way.
Setback. He hands it off. He'll feel that one tomorrow.
Yeah, with how hard he just got hit, he's lucky to be able to hold on to the ball.
Well, I'm sure glad that went the way it did, because I actually had a lot of trouble getting over to the right side of the line there.
Yeah.
The quarterback gets set with only one back behind him. With the throw, and it's caught. He was covered very well, but he still managed to make the catch for the first down.
That guy there, Chef, he's the guy that was on the punt return, right? That actually, even though that was alarming, it only turned out to be a 9-yard punt return. So they took all that risk for a 9-yard punt return, right?
Yep.
Behind him. Number 95 records the tackle at the 38, gain of 2.
And not only that, but that was a wide receiver that broke a tackle twice, right? He was running like he was a running back out there. In fact, at first I thought he was a running back, right?
Butler using split back.
Trying hard, man.
Throws it.
Oh, another dropped interception.
Yep.
Hit him right in the chest.
Well, Nipper isn't exactly known for his catching ability. He's more put at safety because he's 240 pounds.
Yeah, he's out there to be an intimidating presence, not a pass defender. Right?
That's right, yep.
Closing in with the pass.
Oh, he managed to fall ahead, fall forward and get it.
Good looking play.
Yeah, sadly, it looked like Ben French might have played that a little too far to the outside there. It looked like that was almost like a circle route or something that got cut off.
Yeah.
Ball on their own 46.
But I guess those things happen sometimes.
The corners are backing off. Get the ball again. Edwards records the stop at the 50.
He's been busy today.
Yep. Well, we rely a lot on our lower echelon players to work together as a team in order to take away those long gains.
Corners playing back.
Right. It's very much a group effort here. I don't have any standout types of players.
Well, that's the thing that I noticed, the way that the AI plays, particularly on defense too. They seem to be focusing on individual play.
Yep.
You know, like they're a group of 11 individuals out there. They're not a unit that works together.
Or a team.
You know?
The defense has had difficulty stopping them on third down.
Wow, you know what? I'm surprised that fullback turned around and caught that.
This
Yeah.
offense is clicking.
Well, you know what though, this is about the time when they have that magic drive to try and make it look at least more respectable than it is.
Come on now, let's do this.
Pass play here on first down. He surveys the field.
Man!
Wowee, did he hold that ball for a long time.
Yeah, what was going on? It must have been a deep
Wow.
pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, look at this. Look at who is that offensive lineman? Like where's the line of scrimmage? Number 76. Watch what he's doing. Where is he going?
76?
Yeah, the left guard by the looks of it. Like look at this. He's like, where is he going? Who's he going to block? Right? He's almost like they could have almost gotten a penalty for an ineligible receiver downfield, right?
Yep.
Because he was pretty close to 5 yards downfield when that pass was thrown, right?
Well, I had to work real hard for that one.
Yeah, you did. But that was just something weird that I noticed, right? Is what's that offensive lineman doing down there?
Yeah, that was weird.
Secondary off the line to be in better position.
Maybe that's why the quarterback didn't throw it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Pressure coming. Gets rid of it. He just can't find a way to bring that one in. He threw it a little too soon.
Yeah, maybe if he'd have thrown it, the ref would have thrown a flag because that looked like it was pretty close.
I'll tell you one thing. This defensive coach sure has his defensive lineman.
I bet you so.
Throws it.
Oh, look at this! Throws the deep slant.
At the 28-yard line. These guys have been
Into
very
coverage, no
tough on
less.
third down.
I'll tell you what, when you're this successful.
Well, like I
on
said,
third
remember
down,
how in the first half there was that one drive where you had to stop them twice? Well, this is about that time again in the second half, right?
Yep.
You're probably going to have to stop them twice in order to get a stop,
With
right?
the pass, and he can't find a way to keep possession.
I think that's Edwards getting his hands in there.
Just couldn't
Yeah.
make the catch.
That's got to be a little disappointing. He's been putting in a lot of extra time at practice catching balls. But it looks like he's really having a tough time keeping his concentration out there.
The quarterback gets set with only one back behind.
Oh, I got pancaked.
Pressure gets the pass off. He hits his receiver. Miller with the stop at the 24-yard line.
That's okay. They're not going to get far throwing those little short 4-yard
That's a
curls.
skill you just can't teach.
Drill, switch it. Come on. Pause, we got
Nice job so far on third down for the offense, and we'll see if that continues here. Number 20 stops him at the 12-yard
Again,
line.
that I think is a prematurely cut off route because the way that guy twisted his body and turned around backwards to catch that ball, it just doesn't look like the way that the play probably was designed, right?
Yeah.
They haven't managed a single trip into the red zone until just now in the fourth quarter.
Well, now you're going to get to test out your goal line defense. See, you had some success playing jam coverage too a game or two
They
ago,
can
right?
convert for a first
Yep.
down by reaching the 2. Tightening up the coverage along the outside. The backs are lined up in an eye. He'll get it again, and he just got level.
Yeah, you know that whole deal about what happens
Well,
when
third
an
and
unstoppable
inches,
force
and they've
meets an
got
immovable
single back
object.
big out there.
Well, the unstoppable force won that one.
They're just 3 yards away from the end zone. Smith, the lone back, drops back. He
Come
just
here,
got
you.
that one off.
That's a
He
fumble.
loses it. The vision
Yeah!
covers.
Good
Defense
job.
backward pass and gets the takeaway.
Yeah, and the
Wow.
receiver didn't help matters because he waited for
Well,
the
there's
ball
another
instead of
successful
coming
red
forward
zone
immediately.
defense by RecV5X.
Yep. Yeah, that was a five-man rush cover too.
Yeah, I think that your more aggressive defensive posture in the red zone has led to some success.
Passing on first down.
I think so.
Like I said, I think that before, you know, like you were okay, but I think your defensive strategy, you know, like in past seasons was just a little bit passive.
Yep. Well, I think too, also having all of these various jam coverages that I can use in my red zone too really help.
Yeah, because you discovered that if you modify an existing play where the corners play the flats, they'll actually jam a receiver.
That's right.
But if you try and draw that particular thing yourself, they won't.
Yep.
Right?
Not only that, but with the man coverages, even if you man lock, you can also still tell them to press too.
Yeah.
In order to get those jams some more.
Yeah, and that's what I said, is that you had some success playing jam coverages in a previous game, right?
Yeah, and really, especially because my coverage front was so thin there, only 5 guys playing coverage, I was relying on those corners who were playing the flat zones to really jam the shit out of those receivers.
Wow, okay.
Phenomenal run.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a 4-yard run, hey?
Yeah, longest run of the day for him.
About 6 to go.
Set.
Calling an audible now.
Oh well. We'll run this play and just see what we can get. We'll take it down to 2 minutes here.
Get up.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
Nope.
All I was doing there was just making the play clock run down to 2 minutes.
Ball on their own 25. 5th play of this drive. 2 minutes to the final go.
Because this is basically a passing offense anyway.
The offense has been
What did I
stepping
have
up
before
on
that
third
lost
down
run anyway?
all
I had
day.
like 40 yards this game or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I
It
think
wasn't
I got
like a overly huge amount anyways.
Drops back, surveying the field. Fires it out to the left. Jones records the tackle at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
there. He's got 100 yards this game.
Yep.
Set. Yellow. 58.
Now we're just letting the clock run.
What's up? Roger. Keys. You hit it, cuz. You hit it. Come on, let's go. String him up.
Handed off to the back. Dropped in the back.
I can't believe Joe Winters had to go out there and collect that linebacker.
Yeah, well, you know what though? I mean, you look at this, right? Number 77, who's the, you know, like the best offensive lineman on the line. Basically, he's the highest rated player on the line, and he still can't block that guy. And this is a second-rate defense, right?
Actually, I wonder if he is. I thought that we might have relocated the left tackle to left guard or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, he does a crap job there, right? And, yeah, that linebacker, I don't know why, like, why is the tight end going out there, right? That guy out there is not going to stop this run for a loss. This guy is.
Yep.
So, you know, tight end, turn around and block this guy, because then you create a lane. And that's why I ran in that direction, too, because I was kind of expecting that there would be a lane in here for me to run through, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you never know what you're going to get from one play to another when you're playing this silly game, right?
Yep.
Ball on their own 40. And this is the 7th play of this drive. A little over a
Well,
minute
I guess
left.
I probably could have called a run play here, but
Oh, that's okay. They stacked 11 guys on the line, so
yeah, really.
they're like, "You're not gonna run here. We're not gonna let you."
I'm going to try and throw a short pass over the middle now because it looks like that's what they're giving me. Unless Coleman comes really wide open.
Get up, D. Get up.
Looking for a receiver.
No, he came really wide open, though.
The 40.
Oh my god!
The 20. The 10.
Oh my god!
He threw it right in there to score.
Oh, yeah.
Good body control to maintain control of that one.
Wow.
I can't believe what I just saw. That was terrible.
We've got to look at that again. Wow, look at this. So they've stacked everybody on the line, and they've got like 5 defenders on 3 receivers over here, right?
Yep.
And two on 2 over here. And I'm not sure what this guy's doing, but he definitely goes the wrong way. He's covering Coleman, right? And this guy is covering Coleman like I thought he would be. He's playing some kind of a zone.
Oh my god! So it's double coverage, and then nobody's covering.
And nobody's covering him, right? There's no one is assigned to cover him, and that's why he came that wide open, that quickly, right?
God.
And by the way, that guy is a converted halfback.
Yep.
Right. He may even be halfback 3, and he has fairly half decent speed too, like 87 or something, right? Or I just passed the 500-yard passing mark.
Oh god.
For the second straight game.
And it's up.
Now that's going to do wonders for your passing average.
Yeah.
John, they've cashed in
Wow.
on the turnover
Ridiculous.
opportunities.
And those opportunities have led to points on the board. When you can convert turnovers into points,
So I've had touchdown
you really have
passes
a
of
big
70
advantage.
and 60 yards in this game so far. I say so far because there's a possibility I might get the ball back again.
Well, we'll see.
And he got all of that one. A great kick. From the 4-yard line. Looking for leverage.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, that was Coleman there.
Yep. Wide receiver 4.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not hurt bad because we don't really have a lot of depth at that position anyway.
It's
Well, I think Easley would fill in at wide receiver 5.
Yeah, I think he used to, actually.
Yep, he used to.
Smith, the lone setback. Throwing on first down. Closing in.
Well, there's Cedric Perry again.
Brought down in the backfield.
He's just helping him find his place
Yep.
in the world.
Quarterback killer, right? He's a quarterback killer.
Under
He's going to get him again.
Oh,
Oh, that's a fumble, too.
Oh, look at this. And then the lineman,
Yeah, then the
runs it
lineman
forward.
picks it up and picks up 8 yards, right?
Another fumble, John.
Oh, okay. Well, he's not hurt too badly.
Paying more attention to the ball.
Wow.
But still, he let it happen again.
I thought he was down, and then the ball
Okay,
popped
well,
loose, but it's
it'll
difficult
still
to tell
count as a
everything.
sack. It may not
Mostly
count
the
as a
official
forced
is seeing
fumble,
what
right?
we're
Yep.
seeing. So it's inconclusive.
Although that
The
does
call
look
will
kind of
stand.
fumbly. I'm not sure
Yeah,
about that
it's
one.
well, it's
Sure.
close,
Don't
right? We'll
return
just
a
have to
call.
see what they decide, whether they decide his right knee was down on time or not. It's a dice roll. And it would be to our benefit if it wasn't a fumble, actually, because they gained yardage on that play, right? Yeah, okay, they're ruling it not a fumble, so they're going to move the ball back 8 yards.
The guys
Yep.
upstairs made the right call
And it's
as
still
the
going to be a
referee
sack anyway.
overturned the call
It looks
and
like
got it
they're
right.
Yep, and it's
not using the
important to get the
timeout, so
calls right
they've
these
had
last 2
enough
minutes.
punishment from you this game,
Apparently.
right? They're not even gonna snap the ball on this. They're just gonna let the
Loosening up
clock
the
run
coverage
out.
on the outside.
That guy there, number 2, he's going, please don't let Cedric Perry hit me again.
The final score is Kansas City 52, Seattle 3. On behalf of VA Sports, John Madden and Jill Arrington, this is Al Michaels saying goodbye.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that was another very lopsided blowout, considerably different than the exhibition game was, right?
Yep.
Because in the exhibition game, these guys managed to score 3 touchdowns or something. But I don't think they even saw the other side of midfield very often in this game.
That's the whole goal, right? You just got to stop them at the 50 and, then you keep them out of the red zone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your brilliant defensive performance is going to be somewhat overshadowed by the ridiculous offensive performance again, I think.
Well, that's okay.
Right, so there we go. We ran for 42 yards and passed for 539, so we didn't quite break the record that we set last week,
Yep.
but we did come close.
I only gave up 168 yards through the air.
Yep. So there we go. And you also had you forced 2 turnovers in this game. They had 2 attempts in the red zone, and you turned them away without any points both times.
Yep.
So that is a huge difference between, I think you were playing defense in season 1, this franchise, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a huge difference between season 1 and now, right? Is that, like actually, if anything, you become harder to score on and much scarier inside R20. So there you go. It's another day at the office for Bo Jenkins. 31 of 36 for 549 yards and 5 touchdowns and a long pass of 71 yards.
Jeez.
So Pete Clark had 2 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown. So there you go. He's got 8-yard average.
Yep.
Parkman, 6 carries for 14 yards, and Allen, 15. It wasn't that I wasn't giving him the ball. It's just that every time I gave him the ball, the blocking broke down almost immediately.
Yep.
And I couldn't go anywhere, right? It's ridiculous. So I did run the ball 23 times, as opposed to 36 pass attempts, right?
Yep.
So it's not like I'm that unbalanced. It's just that I'm having no success on the ground. So Rhodes had a 100-yard receiving game, and Allen had a 100-yard receiving game. And then we had the guy in the left slot who had a good game. Golston had a good game. Mills caught 3 passes for 90 yards. Yeah, there we go. See the rookie Jefferson there with a 60-yard touchdown catch.
Well, maybe we'll see him improve from that kind of thing.
Yeah, this is an improvement week, actually. So I had 2 players with over 100 yards receiving and a 3rd player with almost 100 yards receiving. But I still spread the ball around a lot, right? Like 8, 7, 5. So
It's like easily gave up a sack there.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know what?
He's not on the team for his blocking.
Yeah.
Well, outside of special teams tackles, looks like Edwards, Wade, and Perry were leading the team in tackles.
Yeah. Well, you do have a linebacker-based defense, right?
Yep.
You depend heavily on those 3 guys to be your impact players, right?
I managed to get 5 tackles myself.
Yeah. And a couple of sacks, too.
Yep.
So you sacked these guys a lot, actually, in this game. You got 8 sacks, right? It's like, like I was talking or answering a post last season from near the end of last season. And one of our viewers commented something about the way that I play defense. And I said, wait till you see the way Recby 5X plays defense. He's the monster that hides under the quarterback's bed, right?
Yeah, Cedric Perry is the face of that monster.
Yep.
All right, with 4 sacks in one game. But, it looks like we got Mills got the interception.
Yeah.
There, and we got 3. Ben French got 3 pass knockdowns.
Well, yeah, there were a lot of dropped interceptions in this game, too, actually.
Yep.
But
Ben French gets a lot of his pass knockdowns playing a deep zone in the middle.
Yeah.
Even though he's a defensive end. And then Nippers dropped interception. Danny Jones knocked down a pass. Cedric Perry knocked down a pass. I forced a fumble. I think that was a sack fumble.
Yep.
And Edwards picked that up.
Yeah, that was in the red zone, right? That was the last takeaway that you had there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then kicking, you're perfect.
Yeah, well, I don't have to kick very many field goals. I think I've only kicked 8 or 9 field goals, but because I usually score touchdowns, right?
Yep.
But anyway, and there we go. Bo Jenkins with a perfect quarterback rating yet again.
And Chris Butler with a terrible quarterback rating.
Well, he completed 57% of his passes, but he threw the ball 40 times, right? And then you look at how many times they ran the ball. Well, they ran the ball 16 times. I guess that one would have been a sack fumble,
yep.
right?
Yep.
So they ran the ball 16 times against 40 pass attempts, right? Which I think is a huge flaw in their game plan anyway.
Yep.
That being said, they did have some receivers who piled up a fair amount of passing yardage, but it was all for nothing. And considering they
threw 40
threw
passes.
40 passes to only get one drop out of every 10 passes, that's pretty good. And here we go with like the defensive statistics for them. Look at that. Right?
Look at all the tackles for
7,
a loss.
9, 10 tackles for a loss. It's because every time that I ran the ball, if I didn't gain large amounts of yardage, it was a tackle for a loss, right?
Yep.
And 2 sacks. But you know what? The way that my offense has been working this season, I'm not scared to just pull the ball down and take a sack because I know that I can throw potentially a touchdown pass from anywhere on the field. And they didn't get very many defense passes either, right? So anyway, there we go. So this season, you've been having a remarkable season on defense, but it's been largely overshadowed by the big O, right?
Well,
Racking up ridiculous amounts of yardage and that kind of thing.
Big O, big D, right?
Yeah. Anyway, the player of the game is Bo Jenkins.
Yep.
Yep.
Always. It's going to be like that haven't you won player of the week a whole bunch of times too?
I think this might be his 3rd time because I suspect he'll probably win offensive player of the week this week too.
Jeez.
But anyway, I guess that's it for week 5.
Yes, so I'm Rugby 5.
And I'm Sandman 99.
Have a good one.